Welcome to The Explainer. So today we are literally digging into a topic that's way more dangerous than it looks. Trenching. I mean, it seems like a simple part of any construction project, right? But an unprotected trench, wow, it can collapse in seconds. And the consequences, they are often fatal. It's one of those risks that's completely invisible, right up until the moment it's way, way too late. You know, this question right here is really at the heart of excavation safety. A simple ditch can become a deadly trap in an instant. Why? Well, because we see the empty space we've created, but we tend to forget about the massive, natural forces just waiting to take that space back.
Okay, so let's get into the fundamentals here. Why does something as solid as the ground suddenly give way? The answer actually isn't all that complicated. It really comes down to basic physics. And once you see how these forces work, the danger becomes, well, impossible to ignore.
And this comparison just shows the critical difference perfectly. So on the left, you've got stable ground. All the forces are balanced, right? Soil particles are all packed in, supporting each other. But the second you dig that trench, like you see on the right, you've just removed all of that sideways support. And suddenly, gravity is the only force left with any real power, and it immediately starts trying to pull those walls inward. This here, it lays out the whole progression so clearly. You start with stable ground, everything's fine. Then, step 2. The excavation itself creates the risk. It creates a fundamentally unstable situation. And without some kind of intervention, step 3, collapse, well, it isn't just a possibility. It's pretty much an inevitability. It's like a chain reaction just waiting for a trigger.
So while any unsupported trench is already dangerous, there are certain things that can dramatically, and I mean dramatically, speed up the risk of a collapse. Think of these as the catalysts that can turn a potential hazard into an immediate life-or-death situation. Two factors, in particular, can turn a dangerous situation into a critical one: water and vibration. Honestly, you should think of them as threat multipliers. They take that instability we were just talking about and just crank it up to 11.
So here's why water is such a game changer. It's a double threat. First, it adds a ton of weight. A single cubic foot of soil can weigh over 100 pounds, and water just piles on top of that. But second, it acts like a lubricant, right? It reduces the natural friction that holds all those little soil particles together. So what happens when something gets heavier and more slippery at the same time? You get a recipe for absolute disaster.
And this is why a trench that seems perfectly stable 1 minute can fail without any warning the next. Vibrations. It could be from a heavy piece of equipment nearby, or even just a truck driving down a road, can be the final push it needs. These energy waves travel right through the ground, they shake those soil particles, breaking those little friction bonds, and triggering a sudden, catastrophic collapse.
All right, now that we get the problem, let's talk about the solution, the engineered systems designed to protect lives. Look, we can't get rid of gravity, but we can absolutely build systems to fight back against it and create a safe place to work.
This is a shoring system, and it's so much more than just a wall. It's an active engineering solution. Its entire job is to put back that sideways support that was removed when the trench was dug. These structures physically push back against the soil, holding gravity at bay and creating a protected zone for the workers inside.
And ultimately, this is the single most important factor in preventing a tragedy. The whole purpose of a support system is really simple. Stop the collapse before it can even start, and protect the people inside that trench. With the right engineering in place, a trench collapse is the very definition of a preventable accident.
Okay, so why does all of this matter? Let's kind of wrap this up and bring it all together with the most important points you need to remember. Because understanding these fundamentals, that's the first step in building a real culture of safety on any work site. So what's the bottom line here? It's this. Safety in an excavation has nothing to do with luck. It is a direct result of understanding the physics, recognizing those extra risks, and putting the correct engineering solutions in place. Every single time. When you are up against the laws of gravity, believe me, there are no shortcuts. It really makes you think, doesn't it, about all the other invisible forces that engineering helps us control every single day. The ground beneath our feet feels so solid, but we've just seen how fast that can change. Engineering isn't just about what we build on the world. It's about understanding the world itself, so we can build safely within it.